is Alisa and I'll be doing the introduction for our Principles of Economics project. So, for our project, my group chose the Zus Coffee Tumbler as our product. Zus Coffee is a popular local coffee brand in Malaysia, known not just for its coffee but also for its modern and trendy image. Other than drinks, they also sell items like the Zus Tumbler, which many customers really like. Basically, they came in different colors so customers can choose based on their preference. The tumbler is useful for keeping drinks hot or cold and it looks nice too. It also helps the environment because people can reuse it instead of using disposable cups. Another good thing is that when customers bring their tumbler to any Zus coffee outlet, they get a 10% discount on their drinks. This makes customers more likely to use their tumbler often while supporting the brand. So, in this project, we'll look at the Zus coffee tumbler from an economic point of view. We'll talk about basic economic concepts, demand, supply, and production and costs, and how these affect the tumbler's price and popularity. So, overall, this project helps us see how Zus Coffee uses economic ideas to grow its business and stay successful in the market. So,
Alright, so I'm going to talk about three basic economic concepts, which is scarcity, choices, and opportunity costs. Okay, so let's start with scarcity, which is a central problem in economics. It means the resources like land, labor, and money are limited, but human wants are unlimited. So no matter how rich or developed a country is, but there are never enough resources to satisfy everyone's needs and desires. So, because of scarcity, we must decide how to use the resources we have. It's what forces people, businesses, and governments to make choices about production. Consumption, and distribution. So next, choice. Since resources are scarce, we have to make choices about what is the most important. So the individuals decide how to spend their money and time. Businesses choose what goods to produce and how to produce them. And the government decides how to spend public funds, for example, on healthcare, education, or infrastructure. So making these choices helps to ensure that resources are used efficiently and the most urgent needs are met first. And lastly, opportunity costs. So every choice we make involves something called opportunity cost, which means giving up the value of the next best alternative when we make a decision. For example, in other words, we choose one thing, we miss out on another. But understanding the opportunity cost helps people and organizations make better decisions. It reminds us to think carefully before using our limited resources. That's all.
Hi. So the first diagram shows the demand trend of Zus Coffee Tumbler. We can see that the demand curve shift from D0 to D1 and the equilibrium move from E0 to E1. This means that both the price and quantity demanded increase. Alright. The increase in demand happens because more customers are interested in Zus Coffee Tumbler, especially due to promotion, limited edition design, and brand growing popularity. Since there are many substitutes like Starbucks and Tea Life Tumbler, the demand for Zus Coffee Tumbler is elastic, meaning a small change in price causes a big change in quantity demanded. Alright, the second diagram shows the supply trend. Here, the supply curve shift from S0 to S1 and equilibrium move from E0 to E1. This shows that Zus Coffee is supplying more tumblers. Usually when price increase, or production costs decrease. Alright, when prices are high, producers are motivated to supply more because they can earn higher profits. However, if price drop, they will reduce supply to avoid losses. This shows how firms respond to price change by adjusting their production levels. So now, the third diagram shows the market equilibrium. At first, the market is at E0, but when demand or supply changes, a new equilibrium forms at E1. When demand increases quickly, a shortage happens, meaning customers want more than what's available. So, Zus Coffee will respond by restocking or slightly raising price. When there's a surplus, meaning too much stock, they offer discount or bundle deals to clear it. This action helps Zus Coffee bring the market back to equilibrium, where demand equals supply again. So, in conclusion, the demand for Zus Coffee tumblers is elastic. Customer responds quickly to price changes, and the company adjusts supply to maintain market balance. This helps Zus Coffee to stay competitive and meet customer needs effectively. I'm Mahathir bin Mohammed, and that's all for me.
Hi, my name is Kaisara and I will present about production. First is raw material. This is the biggest cost since Zus use a premium Arabica beans, milk, sugar and packaging. The prices change depending on global coffee prices and shipping costs, so they must manage this carefully. Next, we go to labor cost. It includes wages, training and overtime. Since Zus operate long hours, labor become a more major expense. Then, equipment and maintenance. Machine and grinder need regular servicing to keep the coffee quality consistent and prevent costly. Last, another one is for location and rent. It a fixed cost, especially in the busy cities areas. Utilities like electricity and water also add to expenses. Last is supply chain and logistics. Delay or high fuel prices can increase costs. Proper management help control waste and maintain smooth operation. That's all from me.
Okay, so hi, I'm Erin. I will be presenting about the fixed and variable costs for Zus Tumbler. Okay, so first let's look at the fixed costs. Fixed costs are expenses that do not change even if the production quantity change. Okay, for the Zus Tumbler, the fixed costs include first, we have manufacturing setup costs such as machinery and equipment. Also, overhead costs like factory rent, utilities, and salary of permanent staff. Also, design and development expenses, packaging design and branding costs, and logistic contracts that may have fixed components. Okay, now we're moving on to variable costs. These are costs that change depending on the number of units produced. Okay, raw materials such as stainless steel, PP, silicone, and other components used to make the interchangeable lids. The cost will increase more tumblers as produced. Okay, so the labor costs involved in the assembly and packaging process. This includes the wages of workers who are paid based on the number of units they help produce. Packaging material which are used for each tumbler individually, such as box, label, and wrapping. Shipping costs which vary depending on the number of orders and the destination of the deliveries. Okay, so finally, quality control and inspection costs which are needed to make sure every tumbler meets the company quality standard before being sold. In conclusion, fixed costs are those that remain constant regardless of production level, while variable costs increase as production increases. By understanding the both types of costs, the company can manage their expenses effectively and set the right price for the Zus Tumbler to ensure profit. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Omar. In the conclusion, Zus Coffee has grown to be one of the Malaysian most popular local coffees. What makes it stand out is how it offers quality and price. It has also managed to attain a good reputation among young people with modern style and easy to use the app. The brand proves that it's possible for a local brand to compete with a giant foreign brands. By understanding what customers really need, overall, Zus Coffee is not a just coffee. It is becoming a part of everyday life for the majority of Malaysians.